Peace and shalom, soul family. What's on and popping? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world today. How y'all doing? I am humbled, honored, and blessed to be a part of your ascension journey. Welcome to Sage with Jacog. I'm your host, Jacog, founder of Faith to Faith Records. It's music with a message. Our ascension exercise today is board game. Are you bored? Are you bored? Do you find yourself even having electronics like games and your phone or you find yourself, even though no matter what you have, you got social media, you got different things to kind of keep you entertained, or you find yourself still bored? What do you do during these times when you are bored? All right, so that will be our ascension exercise for today. All right, board game. So let's play this board game, y'all. Let's get on here with this exercise. But first, I would like to let you know I really appreciate you. For those of you who are subscribed to the channel, welcome to the Soul Tribe. Welcome, Soul Family. 5-star General Star Seeds. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to stay abreast on the content I upload to the channel. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my other channel as well, Jacog VB1. Alright? Alright, beloved. So let's get on with our ascension exercise. And if you have contributed to the channel one way or another, thank you. Every little bit help. I really appreciate it. Alright, so let's go. So the board game, the instructions for this exercise. When was the last time you were bored? From the moment we wake up until the time we drift off to sleep, the majority of us are bombarded with obligations and distractions of many forms. Emails, Zoom calls, texts, social media, online shopping, the list goes on and on. While these can be signs of a productive life, they can also mean we have little opportunity to find ourselves bored. But it is often in those moments that that creative sparks are lit. Today, take 3 10-minute breaks to sit in a quiet room with no technology present. Make notes at the end of each session as to where your mind wandered. How might you transform these thoughts and musings into creative pursuits? Now, if you know anything about music producers, some people, they don't know anything about music producers. All right, but let me tell you something. As a music producer, we hardly get sleep, and if we do get sleep, we get like maybe 2 or 3 hours. We take cat naps, but in between, while we are in the studio, we do things as ear breaks. We take ear breaks, a lot of ear breaks often. And sometimes the ear breaks be like 15 minutes. Like for me, for example, I take 15-minute ear rests. I call them ear rests. I take ear rests like 15 minutes throughout my studio sessions. Even if I'm not recording, if I'm listening to mixes and stuff like that, I still have, sometimes I have to leave for a few days and then come back with a fresh pair of ears to hear, to listen. So I'm going to give you one example when it comes to music. I'm already in my creative process. When I'm doing music, I do not take my cell phone in the studio with me, so I don't know who called. So sometimes I can be in my studio all day and don't know who called until I actually take a ear rest, or if I have to break to eat. So during that time, I'm already in my creative process, right? So during that time where I'm taking ear rest, you know, ways that I know that I can be creative is like I said, uh on the ear rest, I'm usually, most of the time, I'm reading, or like I say, texting my friends, or sending emails, responding to emails, and texting my friends, and saying I might rarely, seldomly say a quick hello, because I'm not a phone person. I'm not really a phone person. If I talk to you, you're one of the very, very rare few. You ought to consider yourself blessed, because me, baby, it takes a lot to get me on the phone to conversate or to say anything to you, to have a conversation about any or everything. If you're not my mama, or you're not my significant other, or you're not a real close friend, I'm not going to talk to you on the phone. Yeah, we're not going to have no discussions on the phone. So I'm not really a phone person. So usually around it, I'm already in my creative process. It don't matter whether I'm taking a ear rest or not. I'm still in my creative process. I'm still using my brain to read and to write. And I have broken my own record at times. And what I mean, I have broken my own record at times, y'all. I have produced a song, wrote the song, all in one day. And when I was in South Africa last year, I literally produced and wrote 3 songs in one day. Did you hear what I say? I wrote and produced 3 songs in one day, and I had to buy another suitcase because I made over 100 or so caps and scarves. So yes, I work with my hands too. So I was very productive, and I made a whole lot of bracelets here as well. I had made a whole lot of bracelets. So yeah, I was very creative. So I want to know yours though. I want to know yours. Leave yours in the comment box below. I would love to hear what you do. So that was one instance. The second instance is play. All right, and what I call play is I go on my Oculus and I will play for a few minutes Beat Saber. I used to play with my kids, but now it's like I will play on Beat Saber for about an hour or so, and play on that, or play my favorite game on the Oculus. So, or do something creative on the Oculus, even if it's watching a few what you call those videos, or gorilla tag or whatever. And they have these new now in the Oculus, they have this new place where you can go and do karaoke. You can go hang out with your friends at this, I think, VR chat, or virtual environments and stuff like that. So I find myself exploring those areas. You got so many creative things you can do now with Oculus as well. But you know, there's a new thing where people hang out. If you're not a PlayStation, Xbox kind of person, VR you know, Oculus. But sometimes I get dizzy, so when I get dizzy, I just get off. So that is another instance. So in the Oculus, you can create your own room, your own worlds. You can dibble and dabble into creativity there. There is a drum machine where you can be your own DJ. You can be your own DJ. You can. There is a I forgot what this music program. You can learn a language like monthly. Monthly, you can learn how different languages, Spanish, French, you know, Hebrew. It's different languages you can learn on that as well. So yeah, I take advantage of that too on some time where I'm thinking about to avoid getting bored. And the last one, I had to think back quite a time for my third 15 minute. I thought back when the pandemic hit, and I was mandated to go to work while everybody else had to stay home. I was mandated to work because I worked at the airport. I worked for a major airline that later terminated me for not getting the, you know, so so yeah, I had to go to work. They didn't care whether you had that or not. I had to go to work. I had to go to work. And yeah, I exposed myself and could have exposed my family, and God forbid I never got that sickness. I never got it. And even if I did get it, I never knew I got it because it didn't affect me or anything. So yeah, while we were going through the pandemic, yo, I had lost a lot of business, and my job had also at that time downgraded me to part-time. And I was like, oh my God, my lifestyle, even when I was my lifestyle had changed a great deal, meaning that I didn't have to go out and spend as much money. Like, you know, when you work, I worked a whole lot, y'all. So I was eating stuff that God forbids that I wouldn't even think twice or even think about eating to this day. Like McDonald's and Wendy's and stuff like that. And yeah, it's cool when you first come to the country. If you're a foreigner, it's cool to eat a Big Mac, but baby, I found myself eating a lot more healthier. I felt a lot more energetic. I felt a lot more good, and I was hardly ever bored. Even though I had lost a lot of business because you had to take temperature, you had to your customers had to take their temperature, they had to wear masks, and then they were in your microphone, using your microphones, touching your stuff. You know, even though they say you can operate your business to a minimum, no baby, I had to cancel a lot of recording sessions because no, I was already exposing myself and my job, and I didn't want to even expose my customers either. So yeah, so I had my customers in mind too. And during that time I was like, okay, what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do outside of work? You know, what am I going to do with that extra time? So during that extra time, I was more creative. I had recorded a whole album. I had recorded a whole album. Matter of fact, it was 2 albums, 2 or 3. I'm trying to remember, 2 or 3, and I'm just shelling out those albums this year and last year to catch up for that time. Yeah, I was supposed to release those albums that I released this year and last year. I was supposed to release those albums years ago during that time, during the pandemic. Yeah, so During that time, I found creative ways. I had started a new business, which is now thriving. You know, the same as my record label. It is still thriving, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. So during those times, I executed the plan, and I started I was gonna have it as a nonprofit, but the Spirit told me, Holy Spirit told me, you know, turn it into a business, because a lot of people want to hear your story behind how you started that business. And yes, that business was birthed up out of crisis, out of the pandemic. That's when that business was born, and I'm grateful. Yeah. So during that time, you know, I found more creative ways to sustain myself financially, and it did make up for that part time. You know, that my job put me down. It made up them extra hours, and I was grateful to God, because I know that for with Him nothing is possible, and I wouldn't have been able to thrive. A lot of businesses went hook and sinker. A lot of businesses were bought out. A lot of business closed their doors forever. And I'm grateful that I didn't have to do that. A lot of businesses went into bankruptcy and everything, and I am grateful that I didn't have to go into bankruptcy. Yeah, we all face challenges financially. Yes, we were hit hard. Our businesses were hit hard, but being able to thrive, to have your business thrive, speaks volumes. And no, you know, it's not easy. You know, during that time, we didn't get loans or a PPP loan, while big major corps was getting PPP loans. We didn't get them kind of loans. Well, I didn't for my business. I can only speak for myself and my businesses. I didn't get no PPP loans. I didn't get any loans. I got everything out the mud myself from my own savings. I took minimum wages so that I can save, so that I can start my businesses and keep my businesses running. And I'm grateful to God, because yeah, I could have been under. So I would love to hear your board game. I want to know what you did during those times, you know, or during those times. What do you do when you bored? What creative things you think of when you are bored? All right. All right, we're going to go ahead, and let's see what our quote is for today. Hold on, y'all. I lost my page. Give me a second. I closed the book too fast. Hold on, y'all. All right. Our quote for today is vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change, by Brené Brown. Brené Brown. I hope I didn't mutilate this guy's name. But the quote is, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change, by Brené Brown. All right. And our word for today is exhortation. I am grateful for time. Some say time is an illusion. I am grateful for time. I'm grateful for time, because every time that I have to speak to you guys, I'm able to touch a life. And one life is being able to touch one life is it speaks volumes for me, to be able to just touch one, to be able to help the journey of just one, the ascension journey of just one. I am so humble. So we're going to go on and get off into the scriptures, because y'all know how I can do. I could talk, and I have other engagements that I need to do, y'all. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and jump off into our scriptures, and then you guys will go and have your productive work business, prosperous, productive business work day. All right. All right, let's see what scriptures we have today, Holy Spirit. What's the scriptures you have for us today, Holy Spirit? All right. We have here, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you. Isaiah 41:10. Isaiah 41:10. I have, the Lord be with you, your spirit. The Lord be with your spirit. Grace be with you. 2 Timothy 4:22. The God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. 1 Peter 5:10. All right. All right, we have here, may you be blessed by the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 115, 15. That number might be a angel number for you to pay attention to. Put your hope in the Lord. Travel steadily along his path. Psalm 37:34. Your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Matthew 6:8. The Lord will be your light forever. Isaiah 60:20. And there you have it. That's your scriptures for today. Again, thank you for watching. Come and sage with Jacog again. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button on your way up on out of here. And hit the notification bells. That will help the YouTube algorithm out. It will help support the channel. I really love you guys. Also, make sure you go and subscribe to the other channel, Jacog Phoebe 1. Make sure you go subscribe to that channel. And again, share the content with someone that needs to hear it, okay? I love you guys. Peace and shalom.